For this build, I'm going to be going over the pros and cons, the stats to look for, the skills I specialized in and their trees, the passive points I selected, the rating of this build, which will be based off of a damage rating and a safety rating. I'm also going to be going over the mechanics of this build. So keep watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. We'll get right into the build, starting with the cons. This build is not for everyone. Because you'll be using 4 companions, you will only be using your Fury Leap and your companion abilities. You rely on your companions because they deal all of your damage. Now the pros. This build is extremely safe, being able to run around dodging while your companions kill everything in their way, which falls into the damage side of things. Your companions gain massive damage increases off their spells as long as you time them correctly. You'll have no trouble blowing up demons. This build is easy to gear up because you'll only be looking for 2 modifiers, minion damage and health. Those are the only 2 stats you need to make this build work. That now falls into the stats you should look for. So we're going to talk about the primary, the secondary, and then, well, everything else. So the main 2 stats you want to look for, I just said, minion damage and health. Secondary would be minion health regen, and minion physical damage. Then the last stats that you would look for, if you can add anything else to your gear, would be armor, mana, or resistances. Everything else is irrelevant and does not matter. Let's talk about the skills. But first, remember this is not the order I selected the points. Always reach throughout the tree, grabbing all the passives selected before allocating additional points. The first spell I'm going to go over is Fury Leap, my gap closer. First point I went into is Warrior's Entrance. Max this point out last as it gives increased damage to your minions on Fury Leap use. Rage for global attack speed. Pack Leader, allowing you to control your companions a lot easier, having them leap with you. Ambush Predator. Fury Leap deals more damage against enemies at full health. Rise. Fury Leap has a chance to summon poisonous vines where you leap from. Poisonous Thicket. Fury Leap has a chance to summon poisonous vines where you land. The amount of vines for each of these abilities is 3. Summon Wolf. 2 points in Savage Hunters, allowing yourself to access Tundra Stalkers. Remember to max that out, giving a lot of cold damage. 1 point into Stormborn, Rush to Pack Hunters, allowing you to have an additional wolf companion, then max out Frozen Fangs, 1 point into Victory Howl, and 2 points into Snarl, increasing the damage gain off Howl. Then put your remaining points into Legendary Bite. Summon Sabertooth. Max out Frost Fangs, grab Ice Tiger, which converts the Sabertooth to cold from physical. Grab Icebringer, a spell that triggers when your Sabertooth takes 70 or more damage. It's a vortex that deals cold damage over time. Max out King of the Tundra, increasing cold damage and freeze rate. Rhymeheart has a 10-second cooldown and a good chance to freeze all targets hit by the blast. A nice ability to have. Heavy Paws, increasing the damage by a ton. Sabertooth can also still leap with Pack Leader from Fury Leap. 2 points into Fury Swipes, increasing attack speed. Grab Frenzy, giving bleed chance and a massive amount of attack speed. Use the last of your talents on Maul for more melee damage. Summon Raptor. 2 points into Tear Flesh for 80% bleed chance. 3 points into Sharp Claws, increasing damage over time. Grab Dripping Blood, increasing the speed of the bleed, which just increases the damage they take from bleed. 5 points into Razor Wings, giving 15 physical damage. Grab Taste of Flesh, increasing damage on kill. Thrill of the Hunt, giving the raptor movement speed on kill. Grab Adaptation, allowing the raptor to evolve after 10 kills, granting even more damage. 2 points into Cornered, increasing damage scaling on missing health. Grab Broken Tooth, granting massive attack speed at the chance of losing health. Now we're going to go over to the last pet, Summon Scorpion. So we go 5 points into noxious carapace, increasing poison damage. Then you grab acid lob, allowing your scorpion to cast a spell that poisons all enemies hit and reducing armor every 6 seconds. 1 point into deeper puddle, giving poison pool to venom nova. 3 points into pus sacs, granting a chance to cast poison pool. 4 points into broad invigoration, granting massive buffs to minions in poison pool. 3 points into steel carapace, granting increased size, physical, and poison resistance. 3 points into maternal instinct, being able to summon a baby scorpion every 10 seconds to a max of 3. Now let's talk about the passives. Again, this is not the order I selected the passives. So you go 20 points into Primalist, 8 points into Primal Strength, granting strength and health regeneration, 6 points into Gift of the Wilderness, granting 60 health and 30% minion health, 6 points into Primal Medicine, increasing minion damage by 30%, and percent of potion healing received by minions 300%. Now into the Beast Mastery. Ursine Strength, 6 out of 8, increasing strength and reducing damage taken from nearby enemies by 12%. Boar Heart, 4 points into Boar Heart. You are granted Aspect of the Boar for a duration when hit by a melee attack, a buff that reduces damage taken by 15%. Porcine Constitution, Aspect of the Boar grants additional damage reduction and now also grants increased health regeneration. Call of the Pack, you and your companions have additional health, and you and your companions are healed whenever you use a companion ability. The Chase increases minion attack speed, cast speed, and movement speed by 24%. Life in the Wilderness gives flat crazy amounts of health to you and your minions. Cry of the Lynx, you and your companions have an increased chance to critical strike, and when you use a companion ability, you and your companions are granted Aspect of the Lynx for a duration, a buff that grants 100% increased critical strike chance and increased. Then you grab Force of Nature, allowing you to have an additional companion. You and your companions' critical strikes deal more damage, and Aspect of the Lynx now also grants critical strike damage. Serrated Claws. Ancient Might, you go up to here and grab Ancient Might, which grants strength and minion melee physical damage. After you grab that, you can max that out. You then can max out the points you didn't max out, like the Chase, Ursine Strength. You could also do Axe and Claw. That's a good one. It gives 2 minion physical damage per point. And that's it for the passives. Now the rating of this build, starting with safety. This build is extremely tanky, using a shield and stacking nothing but health. And because your companions have amazing range, you can hide in the back while they clear the mobs. For this exact reason, it can't be a whole lot safer. Given the safety of this build, a solid 10 out of 10. The damage rating is very strong, but you can only clear as fast as your companions. They also destroy bosses, giving the damage rating a 9 out of 10. The overall rating of this build is 9.5 out of 10. Now let's go over the mechanics. Using Fury Leap to dodge projectiles or position your companions is very crucial in this build. Starting with the swipe combos. For big monster packs, use Fury Leap to get into position for your sabertooth. Time his swipe perfectly, like so, to AoE down massive monster packs. For even more AoE damage on the swipe, activate Howl before swiping, like shown here, to get off more damage. This is the best combo for AoE damage, but you can also use Venom Nova to poison all surrounding enemies and grant companions increased damage. While swipe is on cooldown, remember to use all your other abilities to clear faster. Don't forget that your companion spells heal for 100 health to you and all of your companions. Very safe mechanic that can save your life or your pets. For single target damage, always use your Venom Nova and Howl abilities, because the 2 spells will drain all of your mana. Those 2 abilities are specialized to give damage to all of your companions. Use Rampage, your Raptor ability, when Howl and Venom Nova are on cooldown, and use Swipe if everything else is on cooldown. Against strong monsters or bosses, walk up to the boss and leap in place, giving you a chance of summoning 6 vines. Then use Howl and Venom Nova to grant increased damage to all minions. Another little mechanic is you could always wait for all of your baby scorpions to be summoned before leaping onto a boss for maximum damage on your Howl and Venom Nova. That pretty much wraps up this build, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next week.